Okay, in this video I'm going to show you a brief introduction into PowerPoint 2013. When you first open a PowerPoint slideshow that has already been created, you're typically going to see two things. You'll see the main screen in the very center, which shows one whole slide, and then on the left-hand side you'll see sort of a thumbnail list of all the different slides in the slideshow, and the one that has a highlighted border around it is the one you're currently viewing. So if I were to click on the left into any of these other thumbnails, then that's the slide that I'll see depicted here in the center. At the top of the screen you'll see the title bar up here, and then this entire section going across from left to right is called a ribbon. The ribbon has all the tools, menus, and buttons on it that you're going to use. Across the top of the ribbon you have these tabs. Each tab has its name. The Home tab is here. That's the default or automatic tab that you see when you first launch PowerPoint. And then if you click into any of these other tabs along the top, it brings that tab forward onto the ribbon so that you can use its tools. For example, the Insert tab has all the tools in it that you can use to insert different things into your slideshow, such as pictures, photographs, charts, comments, word art, headers and footers, and many other things. The Design tab lets you change the look of your slideshow. Typically you're going to use a theme. A theme is a collection of colors and styles that are put together to give your slideshow some oomph. This particular theme is called Presentation 3, used by all slides. You can also click into any other theme and it will automatically change the entire style of all of the slides in your slideshow. When you go to Transitions, the Transitions tab lets you make choices about how each slide transitions to the next one during the slideshow. Right now I'm going to undo. I'm clicking the undo button up here in the upper left corner, making sure I get back to the original look. In the Animations tab, this allows you to insert things that animate on a given slide. Okay, so the difference, it's important to understand the difference between transitions and animations. Transitions is how the slides change from one to the next, and animations is making things move around on one given slide. The Slideshow tab lets you make choices about how the slideshow runs, whether it's automatic or you click on it or it has narration. And there are other tabs that you're going to get into later in the semester. So I'll go back to the Home tab right now, and I'd like to point out along the bottom of the ribbon you have something called Groups. This is the font group here, this is the paragraph group here on the Home tab. So if I were to change to another tab like the Insert tab, it has different groups: illustrations, apps, links, and so on. Now a group is divided between two vertical dark gray little lines. And so this is one group, the Slides group. And within one group, all of the buttons and menus and things you can do in a group are related to one another somehow. So for example, in the Font group, everything you can do in the Font group has to do with fonts. If you look at the bottom of the screen, right along this is called the status bar down here. In the lower right area of the status bar, that's where you're going to have some buttons that you're going to use for other things. For example, this is the view we're in right now. We're in the normal view. If I were to click this Slide Sorter View button here, then you can see more of a stepped back overall view of your slideshow, and it's also where you can click and drag slides around to change the order. Another view is the reading view. We're not going to look at that right now, but this view is the slideshow view. If you click the slideshow view, first of all, make sure your first slide, if you want to see the whole slideshow from beginning to end, make sure you click on the very first slide to select that one first. Then you can click the slideshow button and it will actually start and run your slideshow. Now notice that when I click my mouse, it will move to the next slide, and that's where you will see a transition. The fade out and fade in that we just saw was a transition. If I click again, it'll transition to the next slide. If you want to escape from the slideshow view, just press your escape key on your keyboard and it will get you back to the main PowerPoint window. I'm going to go back to normal view. This is the view you're going to use the most likely when you are working with your slides, making things, putting things into them. When you click anywhere on a slide, it will usually highlight and select the area that you clicked on, and that's where you can make choices and decisions about how it's going to look and what you're going to do with it. And so that is a very brief introduction to what PowerPoint 2013 looks like.